morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, everyone, and a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Sunday, October 27th. That grinding means we've just got a couple of more days of technical issues before I get things corrected here, so please bear with me here. And, if it is a little bit of a problem, come back in a few days. We'll be all corrected out. But we got NFL Sunday, so we can't wait too long here to start the previews of a big betting day. But man, what a day yesterday with the guys. I hope you checked out the action with the UFC card from Abu Dhabi. They were up early. I was up. Man, I'm tired. What a day of action. It went all day and all night. It seemed like yesterday. And of course, culminated last night with World Series game number 2. There's big news out of the World Series. Yes, the Dodgers with Hernandez, with Freeman, the back-to-back home runs in the third inning. Yamamoto, 6 1/3 innings, and retired the last 11 batters he faced. But the big news moving forward is, how will the health of Shohei Ohtani be after he appeared to dislocate his left shoulder on an attempted steal in the 7th inning, had to leave the game. Now, if it just popped out, that might be okay. It might be an issue here moving forward, but Ohtani leaves the game. Dodgers still win. They lead the series 2-0. We'll take a day off. Sunday is, back in the day, traditionally, Sunday was a World Series day, but we'll have a football game tonight and all of our football games here today as well. So also, what a day in college football. Where to start, where to end with our matchups yesterday. There were some good, thrilling finals. I don't know if there was anything earth-shattering necessarily, but there were some close ones for sure on yesterday's card coming down the wire. So hopefully you folks did okay. We had a pretty good day. I gave some back at the end of the card. I wish we could have just went to bed there. But for the most part, everything was going pretty smooth with the premiums yesterday and the picks here on the show. Hopefully it was okay with that short show yesterday, but certainly had a good time with the guys watching the UFC card as well. So just underway here. We've got a championship tennis match from Austria that just went off with Jack Draper and Karen Khachanov. I wasn't able to get anything going in that one, believe it or not. I'm just watching it here. But I am going to take Ben Shelton over Pateshi Pericard coming up in the next match. If anybody's playing a little tennis this morning at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, you got a final here up with Pateshi Pericard and Ben Shelton from Basel. And I'm going to go ahead and take Ben Shelton minus 2 games against the hard-hitting Pateshi Pericard. Might be a trap, but I'm going to go ahead and lay the 2 games. So let me say hello to some folks. Maybe we'll come back and chat on a few things that happened yesterday, and let's see what you guys have today. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel. Sports Money is money. Give it the thumbs up and check us out here at Sports Money. We've got our live coverage certainly on a daily basis and our videos as well. Joe says I'm late. I'm never late. The world revolves around me. I'm not late, you're early. Okay, Ziggy's here today. Rob Reeder as well. Sub is here today. Robert McCormick, thank you for coming by. Louis Eisenhower as well. Public Enemy as well. Patrick is here today. We're going to get that. Joe, we've just ordered a new computer. That's what we've done. I can stop it for like 2 seconds and it starts back up. Unfortunately, all my database is on this one particular computer. So we're just going to have to deal. I'm just going to have to deal with it for a couple of days until the new equipment arrives. All right. Lando's here as well. PZ, thank you. And Chosen One here. And I put that thing up there. Hey, Johnny's here today, coming to us here from Nevada. Thank you, Johnny. He's playing a little poker action. And David Wallace as well. Curtis is here, and good morning to Solo as well. Hi, Solo. Great to see you. All right. Anyways, they're in college football yesterday. I don't know what the best games were. I know Indiana's 8-0. Man, how about that? Really strong performance there by the Hoosiers as they keep it going and move to 8-0 for the first time in my lifetime. Ohio State held off Nebraska. We had an under there in that game. We had a lot of great winners yesterday. Felt like a couple of cards we really rolled some of the premiums there yesterday. Some of the hot premiums we had here yesterday included some MAC action. We had over in Bowling Green and Toledo. We had that over BYU and Central Florida in the Big 12. We also had over Buffalo and Ohio, over Kent State, Western Michigan, and no secret, I was rolling with the overs in the MAC yesterday. We also had Notre Dame and Navy over for the Canadian pick winner yesterday. More premiums yesterday. LSU and Texas A&M over. How about all these overs I ran out yesterday? Oklahoma and Ole Miss under premium pick winner. We had the Baylor Bears for a premium pick winner yesterday. We had Vanderbilt yesterday as well against Texas as one of our top premiums, it felt like yesterday. So hopefully you're on board with me. Penn State, Wisconsin under was a premium pick winner. Nebraska, Ohio State, we mentioned under as well. World Series, we had it. We had the Dodgers. We had the under yesterday here on the show. There were some other sports as well, NBA, NHL. Like I said, it started off the day pretty good in those sports, but it kind of went south a little bit at the end. So we'll try to get back at it. I just can't hit it and make it stop. All right. Thanks, everyone, for coming by. We'll get right to the action here today and talk NFL football with a great card. Heavy action here with the early slate for sure. And I'm on a lot of totals, believe it or not, here. And let's see who else came by. Robert McCormick as well. What a day of soccer, too. Don't forget, there is some soccer action here today, including a couple of more games in the Major League Soccer playoffs, or whittling it down in that opening round here. We've also got some EPL action ready to go at the top of the hour. Also, action currently underway in Serie A, La Liga as well going on, and Bundesliga, League One, all the big leagues in action. Mexico tonight. All right. Let's see who else is in. Everybody's ready to roll, ready to go. So I'll just talk a little bit about getting my plays for today. Oops, wrong panel. Oh, here we go. All right, check me out over at winnable.com where I have my premium picks for the action here on Sunday. I'm rolling out a big card today. I think it might be my biggest card maybe since week 1 of the season. I've got an 8-pack up there right now at winnable.com for just a couple of bucks, $3 or $4, I think, or you can get my plays for a week for just a little bit more than that. And it comes out to about 67 cents a day if you go with that monthly package of $20. Really, you're just following my action. Hey, take my advice, leave my advice. But I'm going to give you plays every day, get you back on track. If you're not sure of your play, you can always just see what I've got, or you can just roll with me all the way, and we'll see how it goes on our NFL Sunday big card today, especially with that early card. Yeah, note the one time change today with the Bears and Commanders on the afternoon slate while the Eagles and the Bears move to the morning slate. So check me out there over at Winnable. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages, or the premium pick package, I guess, is the way to go. Today, pick up my best plays right now over at Winnable. Hopefully, we'll give you some free winners here in just a moment. Oh, man. I'm a little, I don't know, with this noise going on and that big card yesterday, feel a little tired. There you go, MMA guys here today. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you for coming by. How about that MMA card? We had some finishes for sure yesterday on that card, and I had a few winners there. I swept the main card. I was up and down a little bit certainly on that early card yesterday, but we caught fire there a little bit and rolled. I can't even say we hit those on the main card, those big favorites. I just was on them a little bit or tried to find different ways anyways. All right, let's see Sub here. He's got some action for us as well from England and the Tottenham and Palace game here. Thank you. Justin's here today as well. All right, let's get rolling here with NFL action on Sunday and see how you guys want to play it today. Oh, let me get that there off there and get right into it. All right, here we go. Let's roll the NFL here. We'll also check for the latest injuries and actives here today, moving with today's card. All right, the Titans and the Lions here. The Titans, 11.5-point underdog here against the Lions today. That's a little bit tough, right? Here coming both teams opposites. You got the Lions at 5-1, 5-1 against the spread. The Titans are 1-5 and 1-5 spread so far in this one. So people gravitating a little bit towards the Titans, certainly because of that double-digit spread. This one opened probably as low as 9.5 or so. The square books are already pumping this one up big time. We're seeing Bovada all the way up to 12.5 here today. Now the Titans, we know their issues certainly right now going to be at quarterback here in this one. They're almost a little bit unsure what they're going to do today. So maybe that is part of the handicap here, it feels like, in this one. But Mason Rudolph is in there. At least you got his experience, it feels like, in this one. For Tennessee, they've certainly had their issues offensively. They had 31 points in one game, but every other game has been pretty much, it feels like 17 or lower every time right now. The widely reported steam came in on the under in this game at 45.5 or so, but we're still at 44.5 here. I'll say across the board now, down to 44.5. And that's what I'm going to end up doing is just yell my plays out over the technical issues and give out the under in this one at 44.5. Here, the Lions, we know they're scoring big time right now. Last 3 games, they're averaging, close to 40 points here. And they've also scored touchdowns on 15 of 31 drives in the last 3 games. They've gone over their team total in 3 straight games. For Tennessee, they are just 3-7 against the spread. Their last 10 as a home underdog. We know Campbell is the master of covering numbers right now, 11-5 against the spread as a home favorite. Last 16. Detroit's won 6 straight meetings in this series. They don't meet, but every few years at this point right now in a non-conference setup. But Tennessee has covered 5 straight in the series, if that's of any consequence to you. I'm going to take the under in this one with the Titans and the Lions to get the show started. Your comments are welcome here as well. Public Enemy is going to lay it here today, 11 points. And Patrick, Patrick's got a little review there, but you know who a review of the McDonald's chicken sandwich, and you know who I trust on all of my fast food reviews. This is an endorsement, by the way. I don't know the man himself, but if anybody watches Review Brah, I think he's my guy when it comes to, looking at a review before I go try a new fast food product. If you follow on YouTube Report of the Week, you know who I'm talking about. He's a pretty popular blogger reviewing fast food, and I like this kid. I'd say kid. He's been doing it for so many years. He still looks like a young man, but Review Brah on YouTube, that's my guy. All right, but Patrick didn't like that. And I still think I'm recovering from a bad bout of McDonald's 9 months ago. All right, Thomas is going to take Detroit in this one. Smoke is here today. Smoke, we're trying to get things cleared away here. It's going to be another couple of days. It's going to be 3 or 4 more days before I alleviate the terrible ambient noise here, I'm afraid. All right, let's see what else we got here. Terrell says Titans will get over their team total in this one with Rudolph in there today. Ziggy going with the Titans as well. A lot of points, no doubt about it. Jermaine says he might buy it up a little bit, still go under here. Jermaine says Lions looking ahead at this point. And Patrick, he says, what is his name? Well, everybody calls him Review Brah, brother. But Report of the Week on YouTube. I think he's the top fast food reviewer for me. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Good morning to me as well. Googly-eyed UFC ring girl. Thank you. First time commenter here on our show, but is a member of Team Steam. Thank you. And it was a great show yesterday with the guys, no doubt about it. And Rob Reeder says bad spot for the Lions. All right. That might be it from you guys. Not much from the chat here on this first game, this ugly game. We don't have a London game, so I'll take the under with the Titans and the Lions. All right, next up, let's go to the Ravens on the road here against the Browns, and there's news here as well. This spread is mostly down to 8.5 or so. Maybe 9 still at a few spots. I better take it down to 8.5. I guess I'm going to be kind of feels like the masses here and try the Browns here in this one now with Jameis Winston here today at quarterback in place of the injured Deshaun Watson. We've all been calling for the replacement here. The Browns, of course, unwilling to budge. Having paid Watson all that money, they want to try to get as much out of him, I guess, as they can. But the veteran Winston will go here against the Ravens today. And so, look, obviously the Ravens still smoking here at this point with a 5-2 record. The Browns just 1-6 currently. They've gone under their team total in all 7 games. They have cracked the 300-yard mark just one time this season. But the Browns are still 12-5-1 against the spread, coming off of a loss. They're also 5-2 against the spread. Their last 7 games in the division. Short week for the Ravens, of course. They played on Monday night. They've won and covered their last 5 games right now, and they're running the ball over 200 yards a game. They're in a groove, no doubt. Ravens are 10-4 against the spread their last 14 games as a road favorite. Baltimore's gone over in 6 of their 7 games this year, and they're good off of a win as well. 11-6 against the spread last 17. Baltimore's won 15 of the last 21 meetings between these division rivals, although they have split in their last 6 trips here into Cleveland. Game has gone under in 5 of their last 7 meetings, but I'm not sure that's going to be the case here in this one. But I'm going to take the Browns. I feel like handicappers here, heavy on the Browns, no doubt. Here in this one, I'm showing it practically 6 or 7-1 ratio today on the Browns by paid cappers. Maybe the Ravens are still the public side. I'm not sure that Winston is any sort or form of an upgrade from Watson. Just maybe he can play with a little more confidence is all it feels like, really. I think Watson's problem, other than the fact that maybe that all that time off, he's never really been able to find his stride here a little bit. And I don't expect really much better from Winston, but at 8.5 points, I'm going to try the Browns here today. Ravens on the short week. Browns obviously hungry. It could even be a sprinkle on the money line because, could just be one of those NFL spots. It feels like to me, division game at home. Let's see what you guys have here a little bit in this one. I think Thomas says he has Baltimore in the first half, it looks like, in this one. And Njoku looking better. He's looking a little bit better, it feels like. It doesn't feel like Njoku's really gotten it going too much here. Justin does like the over here. Feels like a pretty popular play. I always ask for no onions at McDonald's. I don't want little diced onions on my... All right, here's Rob with the Browns on the money line here. Is like we said, Ziggy says take the Browns here, raise on the Browns. Browns feel almost consensus here. Wow. Now maybe I don't want to fade you guys though, but Winston to throw a pick here. Here's Fernando. He likes the over in this one. And Patrick saying, why is everybody on the Browns? And those are the spots that I think we're supposed to actually go with the Ravens, right? If the public is kind of if it's a public dog, I'm already on this public dog. So no turning back for me. All right. And Ziggy likes Winston in there. Look, there's no doubt the team rallies around Winston a little bit, right? You've even heard the talk about, his pregame. Watson doesn't do the pregame motivational speech. All right, it's Winston that does that. Even if we make fun of some of his speeches, they're not all goofball speeches here, but they do like it. He is a guy that players like. That's important. So, if you have your feelings about Winston, as all of his picks, remember, I mean, he was a pick machine and has been in his career, no doubt about it. But, he can get hot. Feels like he hasn't gotten hot in a few years, but we've seen him get hot anyway in the past. I want to say hello to Erica Taylor. Good to see you. Erica, what is your little nickname? I don't know if you've had that up there before. I don't want to say it. I want to say it wrong. Terrell likes the Browns team total over. And Thomas says, my Browns are the consensus play. Heck yeah, give them to me. I'll take the Browns with Thomas and everybody else. A consensus play. Super True Story says, Winston has been horrific here. All right, Jermaine's got his plays up as well. And Public Enemy says, no, can't do it. Ravens continue to roll here right now. Okay, let's move on to the next one here with the Packers going in to take on the Jags. The Packers here favored by 4. This total is up to 49.5 here right now. Wow. All right, I guess are the Jaguars all of a sudden going to find their offense here a little bit? The Packers, we know they've been doing a pretty good job here, obviously. We're seeing a big move right now. I imagine we might get some steam here momentarily on another game. I'll just mention it real quick because we are seeing here the action coming in. It looks like on Washington and the over. That probably means one thing. Even though we haven't seen the report yet, I would imagine that means we're going to see today, of course, my man come in the game and at quarterback, who's the great QB from Cajon High School. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of Daniels of Kansas last night. Jalen. I want to say Jalen Daniels, the Kansas quarterback. Jaden Daniels, of course, my man from Cajon High School for the Commanders today. So we're seeing movement right now that indicates, I would imagine, that he's going to be in the lineup. Okay, let's continue on with this game here, the Packers and the Jags. And Packers here coming in, a road favorite and in a groove here right now with Jordan Love. Looking pretty strong of late. Yeah, he threw in a clunker in there, but I'm not too worried about that right now. I mean, he's certainly in form here, gets an easy matchup, but the Jaguars, can they improve here at all? Can they get anything going? Packers come in 5-2. They've won 5 of their last 6 games. Coming in right now, they've been dominating in the second half of late. They've outscored their last 4 opponents 66-22 over the last 4 games. So Packers right now not in their best role, no doubt about it. Road favorite and the Packers don't get along right now. The Packers have failed in 10 of their last 14 tries as a road favorite coming in. They've gone under in 3 straight. I'll mention that because that's probably where I'm going to be headed with this game. For the Jaguars, they're an underdog here. They've scored 20 points or less in all of their losses. They're going to need more than that today if they're going to win this one, obviously. The Jaguars here have gone over in 4 of their last 5 games. They are terrible in non-conference games. 9-31 against the spread in their last 40 non-conference games for the Jaguars. That is a big sample size. That is like a 10-year sample of Jaguars just not ready for the non-conference games. Remember, it's not about the psyche of the team saying, hey, we're scared of another conference. It's just probably a matter of preparation, it feels like. We can start to get your comments here in this one with Packers, an underdog here, a favorite here against the Jags. Let's see here. I'm going to start it off with Patrick. He says he likes the Packers and lay the points. Thomas went with the Packers as well. Rob says Packers usually come back from London. They play a little better. Ziggy's on the Jags here, plus the points. And maybe the offense is starting to get a little bit better, says Patrick. And Public Enemy says they should be a much larger favorite, it feels like, in this one. These Packers right now, the way they're playing, the Jags, they haven't gotten it going. We know that. And Ziggy says you got to pack off a big win and then a big game next year, and then you got a non-conference sandwich. So maybe that's kind of what you're seeing with the line here. Fernando's on the under. Ray says take the Packers in this one. Terrell says Jaguars team total over. He likes Trevor to have a good game here in Trevor Banks Stadium. Justin says go over with the Jags team total, and it'll be a letdown spot here for the Packers. So not only do you got to win, you got to cover if you're the Packers. Is what Ziggy's kind of saying there. I'll take the under here in this one with the Pack and the Jags. 3 of the last 4 in the series has gone under. Remember, I don't know. I always mention the non-conference trends, and I don't know why I do sometimes. All right. Colts and Texans here, and I think it's big news for the Colts in this one. If they can get Jonathan Taylor back in the lineup here, it does look like that will be the case today, and that's good news for the Colts in need of a boost to their running game. They've done a nice job, I think, so far. The Colts are the best spread team in the league. I think right now it's 6-1. So been doing a pretty good work here with Richardson. Say what you will, but also we've talked about DeForest Buckner. He's back finally at that ankle injury. So you got Buckner in there. It feels like the Colts are a little bit healthy here in this one. Pittman probable, Josh Downs probable. Feels like a pretty good spot, actually, here for the Colts today to play a good game. Now, the Texans are favored. We know the Texans. Look, you can look at those Super Bowl odds, and the Texans are right in the mix there. You know, not up at the top, but certainly close enough here that you have to consider that they are well-liked among bettors for the futures bets here a little bit. The Colts come in 4-3 here right now, 4-0-1 against the spread. Their last 5 games, all 7 of their games this season have been decided by a touchdown or less. So they've been in there every week, it feels like. Total in this one currently at 47.5. Texans have gone under their team total in 5 of their 7 games this season. So Texans won the first meeting 29-27 in Indy, but Indy got the money in that one. They were the Texans were a 3-point favorite, won by 2. The Colts have won 6 of the last 10 meetings in there with a tie, believe it or not. And they've also went 3-1 their last 4 trips there into Houston. So it's a pretty decent matchup in the past here for the Colts. And, the underdog, Colts have been an underdog certainly a few times. The underdog has won 5 of the 7 Colts games this season with a push in there. Let's see what you guys have in this one today with, where are we going to start? Thomas starts us off with the Texans. Ziggy likes the Texans here as well. I think he meant -6.5, though. Or I don't know what he said. Because that would be a number he wouldn't want to lay. You can lay less than that here. Maybe I got that one wrong. Here's Justin Taylor for Justin McKelvey. Jonathan Taylor for Justin McKelvey here. I tell you what, gang, that was quite a card today, and getting up for the show a little bit early with this busy card. I'm bushed, man. I hope I can make it maybe I can squeeze an hour in there between the late games. All right, Fernando on the under here. And Jermaine, look at this great trend here. Second time around for these two teams has been a consistent under in this one. 6 of the last 9 overall have gone under as well. Ziggy said I did take the Colts. He said he did take the Colts. I'm going to take the under here in this one. Lando's going with Houston. that was their chance to win it last time. He's got it by a touchdown or more here today with the Texans. And I have concerns with a little bit with the, like what happened to Tank Dell? Why is Tank Dell all of a sudden not that same receiver that we've kind of seen a little bit? Let me check what's going on here injury-wise with the teams today, and we'll move on. I don't think there's anything too major here, but do want to take a quick look. We mentioned, of course, Taylor back in there. We mentioned the Colts improvement here, it feels like. But as for Houston, without Collins here, who's on the IR right now, it's been on Dell, and he's definitely been inconsistent, is what it feels like. Now the Texans will have Robert Woods here in the lineup today. Robert's going over here. Jermaine's going under as well. And he said Stroud has a much better success at home. Maybe he's having a little bit of a slump. Still seems pretty solid out there. But I'm going to go under in this one at 47.5. And you know what? I better get it right? I mean, I can't be making up lines here. This one down to 45. So give me the right line here. Don't let me come on here and say, 47. No, it's definitely 45. So I will still, I'm on the under here in this one. All right. Thanks, you guys. No, we're just going to do it, Tom. We're just going to roll with this. I'm just going to yell over it, and it'll be here in a couple of days. I've only got like 10 laptops here, but they all do a different function. So I'm just a little bit, I'm a little bit technologically challenged, I think. I used to be ahead of the curve when I was younger, but now I'm a little bit behind the curve. Okay, let's go on here. More big news with the Cardinals taking on the Dolphins. For Tua Tagovailoa here, returning to the lineup today, it should be good to go. I don't know why Tua needs, I know why, but, Tua has been out, a month and a half or longer with his concussion symptoms. But Josh Allen can get a concussion and come back in 2 plays. So what gives here a little bit? I know Tua, many concussions here, but you heard him this week. Football is his life, right? You just don't stop. Well, Grayson McCall did retire this week from college football because of all of his concussions. You don't want to be, 60 years old and can't talk anymore like Brett Favre. But anyways, the Dolphins here, a 4-point favorite against the Cards in this one. Are the Dolphins all of a sudden, just because Tua returns, just going to turn it around like that? Now, it's not a great, two teams that aren't very good here, obviously. The Cardinals, 3-4, they've had even tougher, right? Short week plus travel. Here they played the Chargers, of course, and got that last-second win this past week. Oh, well, but still short week for them and road travel here in this one. So maybe that's part of the Dolphins laying 4 points here. And the total definitely 46 or maybe even 45.5 here a little bit. Cardinals are just 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 games off of a win. The Cardinals have been playing good second half football here in their victories, I should say. For the Dolphins coming in, they're 2-4 here in this one. They've gone under their team total in 6 straight games, but we know the offense has been hampered, challenged a little bit. It seems like Dolphins are not a great home favorite here of late. They have gone 0-3 right now as a home favorite. But again, this is a different lineup with Tagovailoa in the starting lineup, so we'll see how that goes here today. Let's get your picks in this one. I'm going with another under gang today here at 46. And let's see what we have. Want to say hello to Nunya today, stopping by. Thank you. And H-Chan for Justin on his rushing prop here. Fernando's going under with me. Thomas Lewis likes the Cards in this one. And Public Enemy was wondering here. He says, what about the status of Tyreek today? But I have Tyreek. I have him in the game here. Let me check here to see if there's anything breaking that I should know about currently. I'm listing him as probable here with that foot injury. I'll call it discomfort from what I was reading. What Hill has said is actually the pain is more when he's not moving. So that sounds like trouble. He says the pain kind of goes away when he's, flexing. We know how that is, right? Especially when you have that type of injury, a little bit of foot, an ankle. So I know who isn't playing, and that's your favorite player, you guys. Storm Duck is not in the lineup today for the Dolphins, the cornerback. All right, Young Native Tino's here, and Terrell says, is it true? I don't know. He might be making it up, Terrell. A little bit of a woe is me for Brett Favre, it feels like. All right. Public Enemy says, maybe going to lean to the Cardinals here. Who can you trust in these games? Here's D-Hop. New team, new day, new touchdown, maybe. Let's see here. Dolphins for Robert, and I think that's going to do it. I'll take the under here with the Cardinals and the Dolphins. All right. Hugh Janis here today. Hi, Hugh. Thanks for coming by. Nice to see you in the chat. All right, we're going to keep it rolling here on the show. Maybe I'm going, hey, yesterday, we finished the show right about this time yesterday, and maybe that, although I did have to work a little harder getting the plays out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the plays yesterday. I certainly think we had a pretty good day. Could have been a really good day, but gave some back. So, all right, Falcons and the Bucs. Here in this one, the Falcons on the road as a favorite against the Bucs. We know the Bucs are without their top skill players. The only way we could put it here at this point. It's actually probably the reason why the line is what it is here right now. I will say this also, Packers, we're seeing a move in that Packers game, mostly 3.5s right now all over with that Packers game right now. They're taking Jacksonville here a little bit, it feels like. All right, Packers here right now going up. There it is a little bit. Let me get it straight here. All right, Falcons here on the road, a 2.5-point favorite. Of course, Tampa Bay without their skill stars, Evans, Godwin. We saw Evans limp off. Godwin, terrible injury there, and cheap play, that hip drop tackle that they've been talking about. So Falcons come in having won 3 of their last 4 games right now. They've done a nice job here at 4-3 at this point. They've gone over their team total in 4 of 7. Their opponent's gone over the team total in 3 of their last 4 games. Overall, Atlanta has wins at Philly and at Carolina, but the Falcons are 8-12 last 20 coming off of a loss. But obviously the spread is on the Falcons. It feels like the public's kind of on the Falcons. The handicappers a little bit on the Falcons here as well. The Buccaneers come in 4-3, but just 2-5 their last 7 games as a home underdog. Atlanta beat Tampa Bay in overtime 36-30 just a couple of weeks ago Atlanta was a 2.5-point favorite. Kirk Cousins had 500 yards passing in that one. That also could factor in the line move a little bit here, maybe. Teams have split the last 6 games between the two, but the Falcons have lost 3 of their last 4 trips here into Tampa Bay. So I'm going to take the over in this one, even with the Bucs missing those key players here. And this total has dropped here a little bit, certainly, but I'm going to try the over in this one. Maybe capitalizing a little bit on that move. Look, I think Baker's the type of guy that can find Otten, find the weapons that he has anyway, a little bit here. I should look more at the personnel, maybe give some players out here. But for me, look, it's not a great matchup because who's going to step up? McMillan and Shepard, I don't know. Otten's going to be your man for sure here today. Baker's got a good matchup. He's just got to get the guys. And also when you got White and Irving in the backfield, they might be able to do a nice job. I think Bucky's status is, let's see, he is in play to suit up here today for the Buccaneers. Did sit out of practice on Wednesday and Thursday, but was working out on Friday. So they'll also be including, I would think, in that mix, Sean Tucker as well. Remember, Tucker had that big game against New Orleans with a couple of touchdowns and 180 yards. So they have guys, even though they lost those big stars, certainly. And, man, that was tough to see with Godwin. All right, Ziggy's going under, however. Fernando might take the Bucs here. And Fernando on the under here. Ziggy's on the Dolphins. But Jermaine might be leaning over with me here a little bit. Robert, I think, might be on the Falcons here. And I think that's it from the gang. Let's take the over here in this one. I got a lot of totals here in this one. I will say, usually my premium card has mostly totals. Today I'm on sides. That's just the way it worked out for me in this one. All right. Let's move on here right now with the Jets and the Patriots in this one. And certainly some news out of this one, it feels like, with the Patriots here. Yeah, we're still rolling here at this point with Drake May. So look at the total here in this one, up to 41 with the Jets and the Patriots. Yeah, Jets touchdown favorite here in this division matchup between these two. Let's talk about it a little bit here with the Jets coming in just 2-5. They're desperate now. They've got to get it going with Adams here on the team now. This is the time is now. They've lost 4 straight. They've failed to cover the spread in all 4 of those games. This one's not going to be easy either, it feels like. There's nothing the Jets are doing that is very impressive here at this point. They're 2-7-1, last 10 against the spread as a road favorite. The Jets have given up 60 points since making the coaching change here. So remember, what were they looking to improve on necessarily with that coaching change? So Jets were just dismal last week in the second half. They've gone 3-9 against the spread their last 12 division road games. Now the Patriots have issues. We know they're 1-6 here overall, and not great as an underdog. Certainly here now since they've become the laughing stock of the league, it feels like. But Patriots have failed to cover any of these games right now as an underdog. Jets are just 1-7 last 8 trips to Foxborough, going 2-6 to the number in those 8 games. Last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. I'm going under today for sure in this one. Patriots 4-13 against the spread, coming off a loss last 17 games. And Drake May, just 265 yards total in his 2 starts so far. All right, Justin's got Devontae and an ATD. And Ziggy likes the Jets to roll here today. And Jermaine said, right, here's the thing, right, Jermaine, talking about that. You get a guy coming in and he thinks, and I would certainly say that, I mean, not, just the reports of what went on, trying to motivate the team. But sometimes it's hard, you got a bunch of new faces. Yeah, Devontae Adams is an established star in the league, but you think you're going to come in and, motivate and boss a bunch of guys around when you're coming from a sad sack organization yourself. And, what really has Devontae Adams done, right? Even with the Raiders, right? It feels like he needs a guy like Aaron Rodgers right now. He can't do it by himself. So I've got issues. I've got concerns, certainly, with the Jets right now. I know we're playing I'm going under in this one. That's about what I'm going to do. So the Jets obviously are not great. No good. No good. You guys, we know that. Fernando on the under here. Thomas will tease the Jets and the Ravens. It seems like a 2-teamer. All right. And we got one more here on the early slate. Now, this is, if you're looking on a rotation or anything, take note. They switched the Eagles-Bengals game with the Bears and the Commanders game here today. So, talk about this one with the Eagles on the road, a favorite by 3. 2.5 here for sure. A Bengals favorite. I'm sorry, Bengals favorite. We know that at 2.5. Total at 47.5 here. Kind of feels like right now, but I'll leave it at 47 because I'm going to go under with the Eagles and the Bengals here. The Eagles come in 4-2. They're an underdog despite winning 3 of their last 4 games here. The Bengals are trying to get it together too. The Bengals have won 3 of their last 4 games after an 0-4 start to their, or 0-3 start to their season. The Bengals, they're 0-3 at home, so you got to try to pick one of these up for sure. They've lost by less than a touchdown in all those games, but they've kind of choked at home so far. The Bengals are 9-5-2 last 16 games as a home favorite. They also are, you look at the Ravens and what they do against non-conference opponents, the Bengals do the same thing. They're 10-1-2 against the spread against the NFC. So maybe there's something to that. I don't know. But with a matchup here between Jalen Hurts, Joey B, that total still might be a little bit high for me. I've got another under in this one here. Eagles have gone under in 4 of their last 5 games coming in right now. They've gone under their team total in 4 of 6 games. Eagles have not allowed a touchdown in either of their last 2 games. All right, go ahead, gang. If you like this one, let's see what you've got. All right. And it's going to be, let's see if I don't want to miss the plays here. Okay, I think we're going to start with Lewis says take the under here in this one. And right, Terrell, I talked about Kyrie. Just want to show everybody how smart he is, right? And Lewis here, what's he saying? There'll be a lot of field goals here, possibly. AOD likes Chase to have a big game. He says take him on his over probably with a touchdown. Bengals first quarter money line here for Ray. Joey B. And, of course, Jackson, they're both great against the NFC. Why is that? Ziggy's on the Bengals. Raise with me on the under here with the Eagles and the Bengals today. Jermaine likes Cincinnati here. He says plus 2.5. I don't know if he's teasing it or the Bengals are favored here, no doubt. Dane says the Eagles having problems with their offense early on. Eagles also 6-9 as a dog against the spread with Sirianni. Thomas is on the Eagles. All right, and I'm on the under. We'll keep it going here right now with the afternoon slate with the Buffalo Bills on the road as a favorite against the Seahawks here today. Buffalo kind of kicking it in gear here, it feels like right now at this point. For Buffalo, they come in here to Seattle with a 5-2 record at this point. Buffalo just tearing it up in the second half here of late, have outscored their opponents 47-9 in the second half here currently. The Bills are also have not turned it over in 3 straight games currently right now. The Bills, this is a good roll for them as a road favorite. 16-12 against the spread last 28 games. Buffalo also good in these tight games. 16-5-1 against the spread in their last 22 games that have a line of 3 points or fewer. So far, the Seahawks come in 4-3. They've gone over their team total in 7 straight games right now. So they are clicking a little bit offensively, certainly, with Geno here at quarterback. Seattle has gone over in 5 of their 7 games this season. They're giving up big-time yardage on the ground. They'll need to shore that up. Teams have split the last 6 meetings. Bills have covered all 3 here in Seattle of late. Let's get your comments. Oh, maybe you guys aren't too hot on this game. Thomas says, give me Seattle in the over. Ziggy's on Seattle. I'm on the over here with Buffalo and Seattle today for sure, the way these guys are going. And look at that total down here to 45. Is that right? Yeah, maybe I should be checking the weather forecast here. What's going on with this one today? Yeah, we do have a little bit of showers, but I don't know. It is Seattle after all. Going to have some showers, I would guess, this time of year. So, but certainly a little bit concerned there that the total is only 45. I've got the over. An over for me, but Bills and Seahawks. Fernando's going over as well. Young native Geno, he's got some plays here. Thanks, guys. And Bills in the over for Doge. I feel like I'm yelling, you guys, so apologize for that. But I even feel like it's affecting my train of thought a lot of times right now. So we'll get that corrected, and maybe we'll have some better shows this next week once we get going here. Terrell says, give me Buffalo team total over in this one. Oh, Thomas says Seattle has turned into a consensus play here. How about that? Seattle, a dog at home against the Bills. Okay, well, we saw Ziggy on them. Certainly, we saw Thomas on him, and I'm trying to think of who else we saw on the. Let me scroll back here a little bit. I don't know who else we saw on him. Okay, consensus play though. Seattle here. Thomas going over as well. I like the over. Jermaine's on Seattle as well. He's added a few points here, it looks like. All right, Saints at my Chargers. What a disappointment, gang, on Monday night. I was on a show across the street, ready to watch my Chargers continue their improvement. I'm high on the team long term. I know we got a little bit of a process going here right now with Coach Harbaugh, but I'm not going to sweat it. Let's just keep it going 1 week at a time, get the quarterback healthy here. The playoffs aren't, necessarily out of the question yet. It feels like for my Chargers are 3-3 right now, but they've got to fix their second half offense a little bit here. That's where they've been having problems here right now. They're just not scoring touchdowns. They kept getting into the red zone. Look, Herbert had a huge game, 350 yards last game, and he couldn't find the end zone in the game. So Chargers favored by 7 points doesn't make really much sense. They've had problems getting this offense on track because they don't have the receivers right now to be, prolific, it feels like. Now, don't get down on Herbert. It feels like people are forgetting that this man is, I don't know. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he's got a little bit of a complement of players. But right now the Chargers are a little bit thin in the receiving core. But McConkey is expected to play in today's game. They'll be going with Palmer, Fehoko, Jalen Reagor will be in there as well. So the Saints do get Olave back in this game here. Rashid Shaheed is going to be out for a while. We know that. But having Olave is a pretty big deal here for the rookie, for Spencer Rattler in this game. Chargers are pretty good stopping the run. I think it could be a little bit of a tough game for the likes of Alvin Kamara and that running game. But Olave is my man probably here today. Chargers should be able to run on the Saints. No doubt about it. The Saints, to me, have a bottom five rushing defense so far this season. But I don't know if the Saints can cover this. I don't know if the Chargers can cover this type of big number. It feels like here. But I know their kicker's on fire. Dicker the kicker. Let's get your comments here with my Chargers going up against the Saints. The Saints are just 2-5, but the Chargers 3-3 coming in. Saints are 16-6-1, last 23 as a road underdog. They're also 20-15 against the spread, coming off of a loss. Chargers 12-22, last 34 as a home favorite. Chargers have gone under in 5 of their 6 games. Saints have won 4 straight meetings against the Chargers. Ziggy's going with the Chargers. Jermaine says lay 10 points with the Chargers. The Saints no good with Rattler at quarterback. I don't know. The Chargers cover numbers. Thomas on the Chargers. Thomas says the Saints are healthy here. Well, I think Rashid Shaheed is a big part of the Saints, actually. And I think missing him is a little bit of a tough blow, though. He's certainly one of my favorite receivers in the league. One of my favorite players in the league, it feels like. All right, Saints team total under here for Ray. Robert's on the Chargers, and I think Doge is on the Chargers here. All right, I'm going to take the over in this one at 40.5. In fact, it's 41. It might be even 41.5. Let me correct the total here. I'll put 41. I think I could be safe with a 41 here. But definitely seeing the little bit of a move here to the over. All right. And another consensus play here, it sounds like, but for you guys. Chargers, my Chargers here. Consensus play. How about it? Thank you, Thomas. Wow, a lot of people on the Chargers to lay these points against. Come a long way from that. We know now, looking back, right? The Saints against the Cowboys was now more of a against the Cowboys than anything else here. Terrell throwing back the clock here, Leslie O'Neal. I like that, Terrell. And Jermaine says Saints start. Oh, a key injury, for the Chargers, not a key injury, but a key for the Chargers here is that Joey Bosa is expected to return here as well. So that's a pretty big deal. All right, Bears and Commanders. This one moves to the afternoon now, and the Bears on the road here, but not for long, right? This line is totally wrong. This was typed in before. It looked like we were going to have the return or have Jaden Daniels in the lineup here. The Commanders are a 1-point favorite or so in this one right now. And the total is at, let me get it right here, 46. So that to me, a total indication that Daniels is to return to the lineup here today, or be in the lineup here today for the Commanders. I just want to see if we get the latest Adam Schefter update, if I can. Make sure we get the true updates here in real time yet, but I'm not seeing many late scratches here. It feels like, at least right now in this one. We'll get a few more, I'm sure, coming up. All right, let's talk about it with the Commanders here going up against the Bears, the two young quarterbacks that everybody want to see here with Williams and Daniels. The Bears come in with a 4-2 record here right now. The Bears, not great coming off of a bye, so we'll see how that goes. They have lost 9 of their last 10 games when coming in off of a bye, but they have covered their last 3, and they are now a 1-point dog. So Chicago's been really hot in the turnover game. They have just 1 turnover, and they have 7 takeaways in the last 3 games. Bears have gone over in 3 straight. They've held their opponents under their team total in all 6 of their games this season. For the Commanders, we do think that Daniels looks like he will play. If not, we still get Marcus Mariota in there, who can do the job as a good backup. That's what he is right now. Commanders have won and covered 5 of the covered 4 of those last 6 games, I believe it is right now. For the Commanders, last 6 games, 19 touchdowns, 20 field goals on 51 drives with this offense here. But Bears do have a good quality of defense, it feels like here. They have struggled in the games they've lost, but they gave up 37. They gave up 30. Commanders have won 8 of the last 10 meetings in this series, but the road team has won 5 straight in the series overall. The Bears won the last 2 trips into Washington, 40-20, 31-15. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over. The Commanders have gone over in 5 of their games so far here this season. So Commanders also 9-5-1 against the spread, coming off of a win, and also pretty good in these tight games. Let's get your comments here with Doge on the Commanders, Chosen One on the Commanders, Ziggy's on the Commanders, Ray's on the Bears, Thomas is on the Bears. He's also on the over. Super True Story likes both quarterbacks. So light it up. And let's see what Jermaine's saying here. He says, do you use the same strategy for NFL with the Bengals being the favorite with a worse record? I think the NFL, Jermaine, is game-by-game basis. I love me some good trends, or I love kind of things like that a little bit. But like I said, the one thing that I always say, look, maybe I'm the attention whore here when I say this, right? people say, well, man, the NFL, it's so unpredictable. Oh, it's so crazy. Well, it is crazy, but it's not unpredictable. It is the most predictable of all the major leagues, the major sports. But the problem is it's such a fine line, right? It almost great percentage of the time, right? You think a college game and there's a total of 60 or something, one game's 80, one game's 40 or whatever. The NFL, man, it comes down a lot of times to right on what the spread is a lot of times. And that's why we're sitting here at the last minute of every game. We don't know if it's going to be. Now, that is unpredictable, the result, but it's not unpredictable like, oh, this total was 56 and the final score was 17-10. That doesn't happen, right? The spread is 7 and the total's 49, so it comes down and the game is like 21-21 late, and who's going to get those? So it is very predictable. It's just a matter of falling on the right side a little bit. So over here for the Bears, I think is that team total, might be full game. Here, I'm actually going under though. With the Bears and the Commanders today, I think we're looking actually at a good, two good teams. So I do expect. Look, the Commanders' defense, they're a little maligned, right? They get made fun of a little bit. They're not. If they had some more defense, they might be even a little bit better here coming in. But they can't stop the run. We know that. So DeAndre Swift. Guy Herbert, you could have a good game, or probably not Herbert. I would probably think Roschon Johnson here. So Keenan Allen not really going off here just yet, it feels like. And Odunze, I got him kind of neutral here in this matchup. For me, I think Terry McLaurin, probably the best prospect of the receivers here today. It's tough, man, for Jalen Daniels. God, I keep saying Jalen after watching that Kansas game yesterday. Jaden Daniels, tough matchup, man. The Bears will make him move around, make him go out of the pocket here. We know he will get on the run, but the Bears are good at stopping those things. This is, for me, where I think the game maybe. Think of Daniels being able to move, get down the field with his scrambling. The Bears are actually real good at containment. So I know he's something special. I think that might be the interesting part of the game here. Can Daniels, providing he's in there, I'm talking about like he's in there, but like I said, with this line, it just feels like that tells the story. But I don't think we've seen it officially here just yet. But definitely trending towards being ready to play. I imagine it might not even be until they get out there on the field, one of those late workout situations, see how it goes here in this one. All right, gang. A few more comments here. Thomas knows. Chosen one says Bears a little shorthanded right now. All right, thanks, gang. The Chiefs and the Raiders, period. Why is that on there? Okay, here we go. Chiefs big favorite here on the road in this one at 9.5, and the total 43.5. Raiders with Aiden O'Connell in there at quarterback, having all kinds of problems here right now. 16 turnovers in 7 games. That's going to cost you right there. That you're not going to get anything accomplished if you can't hang on to the football right now. The Raiders, their last 23 drives, have 1 touchdown and 5 field goals too. That's not a lot of offense here for the Raiders. And the Chiefs coming in right now unstoppable, 6-0. It seems like for all those years, the Chiefs have to get rolling a little bit, and maybe with some slow start. I don't want to say slow starts, but they haven't gotten off to electric starts like they are here right now. This is the 4th road game in the last 6 games for the Chiefs. They did have a bye in there, so that wasn't all that, but still, here, the Raiders just aren't going. The Raiders aren't doing anything, gang. It feels like to me. I feel like the Raiders are getting blowed out. I think the Raiders are getting blowed out here is what it feels like with the Chiefs today. But Chiefs, very strong defensively. They've held their opponent under their team total in 4 of their 6. We think of Mahomes. We think of the offense. But really, it's a lot of times this defense just seems to get better and better without much fanfare because of the big names on offense. So Chiefs are -5 in the turnover department this year, so maybe we could see some mistakes here along the way. Total right now 43.5. Oh no, it's 41. Let me correct that here. And I'm not sure about the Raiders' ability to score many points in this game. I have concerns. Let me update the line too. It's down to at least 9, if not 8.5 at a few spots. So there's a little bit of action here on the Raiders. Maybe the Sharps are coming in here on the Raiders a little bit today. I don't want any part of the Raiders here. They keep giving the ball away right now. So we'll see here coming in with I say Aiden O'Connell, but Minshew's expected to get the start. I don't know what the Raiders are doing half the time with these quarterbacks. So just reflection on, to me, the coaching of Pierce. Not certain is what it feels like for Antonio Pierce. So does feel a little wishy-washy here going back to these, back and forth with these quarterbacks. Chiefs have won 4 straight meetings here in Vegas, going 3-1 against the spread. They've won 15 of the last 18 meetings. Overall, Raiders 14-7 against the spread last 21 division games at home here since they've been hanging out in Vegas. So, all right, go ahead and comment, gang, on this one with the Chiefs coming in against the Raiders. Chiefs, though, 21-10 on the road against the spread in division. All right, here comes some of the action here. And, yeah, I may have given the wrong. I may have said, let me see here. The AOD is ready for a safety dance. Doge is going over. Thomas on the Chiefs. Jermaine says Raiders team total under. Here's D-Hop now, certainly, on the Chiefy, on the Hefes. Robert McCormick on the Chiefs. Ziggy will take those points. And Tino says, do not bet against the Chiefs. What are you doing? Fernando wants to go over here in this one now that it's down to 41 here. He thinks that Mahomes lights it up. I just seem to now go with unders in these Chiefs games, man. The defense is so good. Jermaine says that Baltimore game is also on the move here down to 8. In fact, I'm showing Bovada's move to 7.5. So the Browns are a public dog. What can we say? All right. Got a couple more here now with the Panthers taking on the Broncos. We know the story here with the Broncos, an 11-point favorite. The Bryce Young gets the start here now. And, boy, feels like this one, man. What's the Panthers team total? 9? It feels like they're not going to be able to run. It doesn't feel like a great situation at all for the Panthers offense. Give the Broncos a lot of credit for where they've come from to where they are right now at 4-3. You look up and they're 4-3 all of a sudden, doing a good job, especially defensively. Yeah, Bo Picks has some issues here, certainly, but Denver's won and covered 4 of their last 5 right now. They've been great in the second half. The Broncos have scored 76 points in the second half in their last 6 games. So they're getting better as the season wears on, it feels like here. For the Broncos, they have won 4 of the last 6 meetings here, but non-conference affairs. So Panthers come in 1-6. They've lost games by 33, by 37, by 26, by doing the math in my head here, just looking at the logs. 10's easy, 23, but with Young in there, Dalton was involved in a car accident this week and may have hurt his hand. It's sore anyway. Everything's okay, but did have to take him out of the lineup, and the point spread jumped at that time here big time, actually up to 11 points. So Carolina just 4-14 last just 18 games against the spread off of a loss. Carolina also 6-12 last 18 in non-conference games, and they've managed just 13 points in the second half in their last 3 games. So probably gloss over this one if you've got a pick here with the Panthers and the Broncos. Kind of keep it going. I'm ready to wrap up the show, and man, I can't wait for you think the noise right now is bad, and I'm doing my work, and I have to sit here with it all day long until I'm done with my work and I can finally shut off the computer. I'm not going to transfer everything over for 3 or 4 days. Okay. AUD says if you're betting on this one, you might need help. And hey, Jermaine says Bo Nix, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time against the spread. He's not saying it, but I'm saying what the stat there says. And Robert says, yeah, even Hubbard, tough matchup here going against Denver. So, yeah, I got Denver certainly around top 5 or 6 run defense. They might even be better than that here. Fernando going under in this one. And I'm also going under here with the Chiefs and the Raiders. All right. I mean, Chiefs and the Raiders. Broncos. Panthers and Broncos. Give me another under here. How many unders did I take? All right, and Ziggy's got his picks right there. Thank you, Ziggy, and thank you, gang. We got one more to talk about here tonight for the Cowboys and the 49ers. And wow, Cowboys here. Look at this spread here at 4.5. It seems like everybody who thinks the Cowboys here can get this money, it feels like. Debo, looks like Debo is going to make the lineup here today. So, still, maybe the Cowboys, are they getting healthy? Are they getting better? Whatever. It feels like the square books right now, Bovada is starting to move here on the 49ers today. I think their spread's a little bit higher than this right now. But, man, the Cowboys pretty popular here at the window, pretty popular with handicappers today as well. Total here at 47 right now. Sunday night football, it's been all about the unders so far this season. I believe all of them have gone under actually here on Sunday night right now. I can make sure of it, but I don't think we need to spend too long on it. All right, let me take a look. Yeah, so far this season, a whole host of unders on Sunday night football. So that's where I'm going to be headed. If it's going to be at 47, I thought 45 seemed more like a realistic number to me. So I'll grab the under here in this one with the Niners tonight at home against the Cowboys. So what happened was Debo got pneumonia this week and even went to the hospital. But it looks like he's trending here to play. Okay, just taking a look here. Maybe at some actives and inactives here. Nothing earth-shattering at this point. Nothing of surprise, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, so the Niners here, 12-8 against the spread, last 20 as a home favorite. They have allowed their opponent to go over their team total in 5 of 7 matchups here in this one. Niners have had trouble defensively in the second half, but they're still 11-7 against the spread, last 18 coming off of a loss. 49ers have won the last 3 meetings between these two teams, outscoring the Cowboys 84-39 here. Series has gone over in 9 of the last 13 meetings. Let's get your comments here in this one. And it's going to be so far with, let's see here. Ziggy took the Cowboys in this one, back when it was +7. And Tino says, this is going to be a bad year for the Niners. There's just too much going on with all these injuries, with McCaffrey out. Like I said, with Debo, I have Debo on track to play here. With he also had a wrist injury, but I think the pneumonia was more the thing here today. So look, the Cowboys' run defense is not good. I mean, they might be wet. They might be. I don't know if they're the worst, but they're certainly bottom 2 or 3. It feels like Joe wants to go over. Ray's on the Cowboys, and Thomas is on the Cowboys. So Cowboys pretty popular here, it feels like. But with Jordan Mason here, I would think a good matchup for him in his running here today against the Cowboys. And I am on another under here on the morning steam. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 unders. Is that really going to happen today? Well, that seems like what I'm doing on the show. Okay, everyone, that's it for the football. We're going to go quickly over these other sports. This thing is driving me crazy. So maybe we'll just go over the plays a little bit on these other sports today. Let's get rolling here with the NBA, with the 76ers coming in, taking on the Pacers. Pacers, 7.5-point favorite in this. Let's see if I can get the lines up here. Pacers here, 7.5. The total 28.5 here right now for the Pacers and the Sixers. Series has gone over in 5 straight meetings here in Indiana. The widely reported steam has come in on the over as well. 5 straight meetings between the two teams have gone over. I'm going to go over here as well with the Sixers and the Pacers. I'm not all about the unders. I want to throw this thing. I'm not all about the unders here today. I'm taking an over here with the Sixers and the Pacers here today. See if I can't cover a little. This is an early start at 3:40 Eastern and 12:40 Pacific in this one. So for me, I just have the Sixers here. Probably a pretty good matchup for Maxey, for Oubre, even for Kyle Lowry. Halliburton, I don't know if you think his play has been subpar so far in these first 2. Obviously, last game, only 26 minutes in that loss to the Knicks here right now. So probably Halliburton to have a big game today here, and Naismith as well here, Nesmith as well. So give me the over in this one with the Sixers and the Pacers today. Ziggy likes the over here as well. Thomas showing those consensus plays today. The New Orleans Pelicans are going to take on Portland as we get into the afternoon action, or the evening action, 6:10 Eastern, 3:10 Pacific, with the Pelicans favored on the road here by 6.5, and the total here is 19.5 right now. This series has gone under in 5 straight meetings in Portland and 10 of the last 12 meetings overall. New Orleans has beaten Portland 5 straight here on the road in this series. I'm taking the under. I like these trends actually in this series, this Western Conference series. For me, I would think For the Blazers, I have a little bit of a fade on some of these guys. A little bit of a good matchup, though, for Simons and Grant and Ayton. But still, New Orleans comes in 2-0. They've done a nice job here quietly getting off to a pretty decent start right now. So at 219, I'm willing to go under here right now. Blazers averaging just 103 points in their 2 losses so far. So I figure they're going to be on right around, maybe they can get to 105 here today, it feels like. But I don't know if they can get more than that. So if you guys got a comment or a pick on this one, let me know. Portland comes in. New Orleans comes in 2-0, 1-1 against the spread. They're allowing just 107 points per game so far. All right. Maybe AOD might be on the Pelicans here. And Ray says Hallie has been subpar for sure. All right. Bucks and Brooklyn. Widely reported steam here came in on the Bucks. They were minus 10-point favorite here. This maybe down to 9 or 9.5, despite that steam move that came in. The move now appears to be on the Nets. And the total here is about 230-ish. In this one, for the Bucks, they have beaten Brooklyn in 5 straight games. 14 of the last 20 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but I don't think the Nets can stop Brooklyn in this game. I would think this one, I'm going to give it out as a free play on the over just because that total is so high, but I would think it flirts with the over here for sure in this one with the Bucks and the Nets. The Bucks come in having gone over in both of their games so far, averaging 123 points. The Nets have gone over in both of their games so far, despite the losses, as they're allowing 118 points per game. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over here in this one as my play this evening. Bucks and Nets game to go over here. Hawks and the Thunder. You got the Thunder, a 9-point favorite in this one. The series has gone over in 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams when playing in Oklahoma City for Atlanta. They do come into this game right now with a 2-0 record. The Thunder, we know they're 2-0 as well. Funny, the Hawks are 2-0. You'd think maybe it's kind of a surprise. Maybe they're 0-2 against the spread. They've actually failed to cover as a favorite so far. I think that's actually like a positive in a way here. I kind of want to take them in this spot against the Thunder today with this big number. The Thunder have covered both of their games so far. Atlanta's gone over in both of their games while the Thunder have gone under. The Thunder allowing just 91 points. We know so far been strong defensively, but the widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. I'm taking the Hawks here, +9. I think they've done a nice job here so far this season. And you look at this matchup, I think for Young, for Daniels, for Hunter, I think it's an okay matchup against the Thunder. Now, I think for Johnson could be a little bit difficult. For the Thunder here, I like the matchup for Jalen Williams. Lots of Jalen's. But I'm going to take the Hawks here in this one. And Robert's got a prop here. He also likes the over in that Bucks and Nets game. One more on the hardwood with the Clippers taking on the Warriors here. Warriors 10-22 in this one. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Also, the Warriors have beaten the Clippers in 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams at home, with the Warriors at home, but the Clippers have actually won 4 out of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. So I don't know where you're going to go here necessarily with this one. You got to figure Curry's got a strong matchup. Wiggins also a strong matchup. I'm going over 222 tonight with the Clippers and the Warriors in this one. I would think the Clippers here with Zubac could have a strong game as well. You know, maybe we're wondering about how that Clippers offense is going to fare, but I would think Harden, maybe it's a tough matchup, but if the Warriors are in a blowout, he might be able to get his. I've got the over Clippers and Warriors. Robert's going under, however. Big O says T. Higgins looks like, yeah, he will be out of this game. Doesn't look good right now for Higgins, the beat writer, chiming in here right now. So you have a little bit of concern there for the Bengals here in this one, in the passing game today against the Eagles. They're still favored in this one. All right. I think that's it. I'll take the over, Clippers and Warriors real quick. Let's cover the hockey today. We got the Oilers taking on the Red Wings. I'll check the goalie computer here, see if we're on track. With the matchup here, Oilers a $2 favorite on the road here in this one against the Red Wings. Okay. Yeah, maybe the Oilers are starting to get it going here a little bit, but I don't think I want to be laying $1.90. Pardon me. Against the Red Wings here, the Red Wings are minus $1.25 on the puck line, so I think I'll take the Red Wings here on the puck line tonight. Against the Oilers here. Let me see if I can't call up a little bit of information here to pass along. Total right now is at 6.5 over, minus 125. We're definitely seeing goals here right now. I took a loss on some totals for sure last night, last couple of days here actually, but I'm going to try the Red Wings here. I'm not convinced yet that the Oilers are ready just to start getting it going here this season, especially on the road. I know they'll be fine. We told everyone don't panic when it comes to the Oilers, but I'm going to take the Red Wings here today. You guys got some plays here. Ziggy going over here in this one. Canadiens are taking on the Flyers. Hey, we won last night. Premium pick winner on the Canadiens last night. We had some pretty good hockey plays here yesterday. We had Utah and Kings under here on the show. We also had the Lightning yesterday here on the show. And we had the Winter Hurricanes and Kraken under, and we also had the Golden Knights on the puck line. So hockey wasn't awful yesterday. But here with the Canadiens and Flyers, Canadiens on the road here. We know Primo is indeed in goal today for the Canadiens. That one is confirmed. We've known that for a while now. Since their last game, they announced Primo would start here. He has a 4.19 goals against, an 88% save percentage so far. Likely to go up against Urson here. 3.55 goals against. 2-2-1 record, 87% save percentage. This total, like I said, pretty high here right now at 6.5. Choose to the under at minus 120. I'm going to correct that here because I like the under actually in this one. And I'm going to try another under, Canadiens and Flyers today. You got a play, let me know. Chris Mack, thank you for chiming in. He's got a goal here so far for Bayern. Ziggy's on the Flyers in this one. A couple more games, and I'm going to step on out and get ready for the action today. Ducks and Devils here in this one. The Ducks played a pretty okay game there yesterday with the Rangers. With the Rangers, though, still did come out on top in that one, 2-1. And Ducks played pretty well, but Reimer's going to be in here against Markstrom today with the goalie change. So I'm still probably going to go under here with these two teams. I think the trend might favor the under 2 here in this one, but with the Devils such a big favorite here in this one, what is it truly going to be? 4-2 here is probably what I'm thinking. I'll take the under in this one. If you guys got a comment or play, let me know. Philly Eagle Flyer, hello. He likes everything to go over the way things are going. They go talking about the win for the Flyers yesterday over the Wild in that afternoon game. What a wild game it was. What a crazy game it was. Ziggy likes the Devils here on the puck line today. I might too, Ziggy, but I don't know. The Ducks have done an okay job so far. All right. One more here, Senators and Avalanche. I got the over here in this one with Omar against Anunin here in this game. I think Omar's in there. We better check that one out, actually, if I can. Otherwise, I'll let you go and get on with the day. Omar was sidelined there a little bit, but just give me the over here in this one. I want to wrap up the show, guys. This thing's driving me crazy. I want to turn it off and have some silence here. I don't even know if thing was working here for the last couple of games. We didn't give any good information because this thing's been so bad. So, all right, gang, I want to thank you for joining me, at least here on the morning's team today. We'll have another great day and a good show tomorrow with our Monday night football action. Just one game Monday night, but we have the World Series tomorrow as well. So that'll make it a pretty good night here tomorrow. So just want to thank everybody for joining me on the show. Hey, I got an 8-pack of plays right now up at winnable.com. Pick up my best plays for today in the NFL, NBA, NHL, and I got 8 plays in the NFL today. Check me out over at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off of my premium pick package. I'm going to roll this card today, so please check me out. My pick's just 67 cents a day when you sign up for 1 month at $20. I used to sell my picks, gang, believe it or not, over at another channel and another website for $25, $35, $45 a day. And that was good business, believe me. But that's not what I'm about anymore. I just want to be a handicapper man of the people. So check me out for 67 cents a day. I hope it's not a case where you get what you pay for. I just want to I believe my strategy, they asked me, why are you leaving over there? And look, that's good business. That was good business. But selling, a handful of cards to some whales, it doesn't seem as gratifying to me as selling the selections. Really, it's just support me here on the channel, right? Mikey says it's members supported, and that's what it is, right? That's how it keeps this channel going. But I asked to come over here. They didn't, Mikey didn't offer me any, say, hey, Ramon, big contract. Let's give them nothing like that. So I said, okay, but I want to come over to Sports Money. I love Sports Money. I love the name, the concept, and everything that you guys are doing. So can I still do my thing? But I said, I want to do it differently. I would rather sell dozens and dozens of packages per day for just a few dollars. And that's what we're doing here. So even though I say it's good business, you guys are supporting me here just as strong as kind of I did on that other, but I get to have a lot more impact with everybody here. So that's really what I've enjoyed about it over the 2 months here at the Sports Money Network. After all, sports money is money. So please join us tomorrow here on the Morning Steam. Thank you, everybody, for all the comments and your input today. And we'll be back on track here by the end of the week. And I'll be much more. I felt like I was sketchy on the show because this thing's driving me mad. I'm going to listen to, I'll turn it off here right now and you'll see how quiet it can get here. Oh, isn't that much better? The show's over. I don't need the computer anymore. We can whisper to one another. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, and hopefully back by the end of the week, we can whisper the show like we were a few weeks. Seems like a few weeks ago, just about 7 to 10 days ago, we were kind of quiet. It was starting to go on the fritz. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Catch you tomorrow. More Morning Steam. Let's rock it out of here with Peasy and the music. Thanks, gang. Check you tomorrow. More. So long.
Books can't escape from the team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.